A young boy accidentally slipped and fell into a river. 35 years later, he woke up in the middle of a rice field in rural China. Surrounded by unfamiliar faces and a language he didn't understand, the boy was so terrified, he passed out. Locals quickly contacted the American embassy. Inspecting the clothes he wore, staff found a handwritten name on the tag, Jacob, and to their shock, the boy was able to write down a full home address from memory. Soon, he was flown back to the US and brought to the house he'd written down. Detective Malik followed up on the information, and unbelievably, the address was real. He knocked on the door, and an elderly man in his 70s answered.
Did your son go missing, sir?
The man told the detective that his son had died 35 years ago, but then he looked at the boy and froze. Jacob blurted out a line of nonsense.
That green goes a million miles per hour.
Frog in a blender.
Without thinking, the old man instinctively answered the riddle. It took a few seconds for him to realize what had just happened.
Daddy!
Only he and his son knew that riddle, but he had buried his son with his own hands 35 years ago. He stood there, stunned, speechless. Then his wife appeared behind him, took one look at Jacob's face, and broke down. She pulled him into her arms and began to sob uncontrollably. Jacob's uncle, who happened to be the town sheriff, rushed over after hearing the news. He stormed in angrily, waving Jacob's death certificate in the detective's face. But when he finally turned around and saw the boy, he went completely silent. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. Suddenly, overwhelmed and frightened, Jacob had a seizure. He was rushed to the hospital. There, he met one of his old classmates. He was adults now, but Jacob was still just a child. The doctor began running tests, but something was strange. At first, they couldn't find a heartbeat. The doctor gave the stethoscope a quick tap, then pressed it against his chest. Then suddenly, there it was, normal, steady, like nothing was wrong. Just as everyone was still trying to process it all, Jacob vanished. The entire household scrambled to search for him. He was running into the woods like a wild animal. His father didn't hesitate. He ran after him, and as he chased Jacob deeper into the trees, a strange feeling came over him. This moment felt familiar, like he'd been done before, but his body couldn't keep up the way it used to. Jacob, on the other hand, still like a child as before. Eventually, Jacob stopped beneath a tree. He reached into a hollow and pulled something out. A toy soldier, the one his father had given him for his birthday, 35 years ago. The man sat there, shaken. That accident all those years ago. Everyone in town remembered it. No one had ever questioned that Jacob was gone. That's when Detective Malik made a bold decision. He would open up Jacob's casket. But when they finally opened the casket, what they found left them speechless.